We have to open our mouths every fucking time. We have to feel uncomfortable and lose things all the time. Because for us, it's a fucking choice if we feel uncomfortable or lose things. But it's not a choice for anyone up here if they get to feel uncomfortable or lose things because of white supremacy. So you have to fucking lose shit and lose people. So you make a commitment right now to go home and lose people. And go home and lose your fucking job. I did it, it's freeing. Lose your job, lose your friends, lose your fucking family. Because we get to choose whether we do that. And not everyone does. So make the fucking choice and make it every time, not just when it's convenient, not just when you're gonna get credit, not just when it looks good on social media. And I'm not talking about screaming at random Trump guy on Facebook. That is not activism. Woo!
Black trans lives matter!
Black trans lives matter!
Black incarcerated lives matter!
Incarcerated lives matter!
Black minds matter!
Black minds matter!
Black sex workers matter!
Black sex workers matter!
Black disabled lives matter!
Black disabled lives matter!
Black mentally ill lives matter!
Black mentally ill lives matter!
Black survivors matter!
Black survivors matter!
Our next speakers are what?
Hidden figure!
All right. Our next speakers are mahogany. Whose pronouns are they, them? They, them. They, them. Woo! Mr. Shaw, pronouns are he, him. Woo! Come on up, y'all. Come inside. Woo! Community. Remember, people can't run the streets okay? When we say Black trans lives matter, and we say Black trans lives matter in Pittsburgh, this is who we're talking about.
If anybody has any questions or want me to go anywhere, just say it in the comments and I'll walk wherever you need me. If you have any curious questions about whatever.
We're talking about. Woo! Simply, that we're not able to be here who we're talking about.
Hot dog vendor again.
Our assemblies that have been shut out of this fight because our rallies and our protests.
Conversation Cafe program. Oh boy. I don't know what that means. Wearing black. Hey Kev, what's up? Wearing black was a bad idea again. But I'm wearing my Incubus shirt. Gotta love Incubus. Favorite band. Alright, let's go. Oh, there's the things we learned. Board again, the people made, it says. So the lady from CNN, I saw another news crew yesterday. I want to say 2 different ones, but this is the only reason I knew they were from a major news station is because the lady looks familiar. They don't have any identifying marks on them at all, like they say that they do. Which is also another side to it. How like I watched the whole, where they tried to clear everybody for the photo op or whatever. I was watching it live, and the cops did shoot at whenever they shot at the CNN. But I mean, I don't know about that city, but I know here they're not identifying themselves. So I don't. I mean, they have a news camera, which that makes it obvious, but just saying for sheer statement-wise. I mean, I'm pretty sure they should probably, identify who they are. What do you guys think? Do you think if a news station is shooting out here, they should have identifying marks or not? I don't know. What's up, Steve? Hope you're being safe, bud. Be careful out there. So here's the middle of the field. Okay. They're having a meeting. They don't want it videotaped right now, just for the safety of the meeting. But it's nothing. It's nothing dangerous. They're all just sitting in a circle, having a conversation. I don't know. Here's whenever we got into a little bit of a tweaker area. Saw several tweakers yesterday, and this is definitely the homeless population. That's where all the tents are coming from. I haven't seen anybody that's I don't know. Most of them, it seems like up on the hill, there were a lot of homeless. But you see that around the city, period. Seattle is just like any other big city. That's what I noticed.
Guys,
there's a significant homeless.
There is quite a few, but they're all in portrait mode.
Population.
And I really can't be bothered with portrait mode
football
streams.
Oh, you suck. I'm sure that the homeless flock here because of the food. They're free food, free water and stuff, but it's keeping everybody hydrated. The most of the amount of people here definitely aren't what the news is picturing us. Like the Tucker Carlson thing the other night had this really scary music and stuff to it. That was goofy as shit. That would be like going to a city and picking out 3 homeless people and videotaping them and putting scary music to it. That's literally 3 people out of all these people, And this is nothing. There was way more people yesterday. This is still early in the day, I think. Here's a take one, leave one. And see, it sucks about the graffiti on the buildings. That does suck. They were doing free COVID testing, I guess. Interesting. That's pretty neat. They're cleaning up here. There's a guy with a broom. Local vehicle oh look, he's eating an ice cream cone. Safely driving through. UPS delivering his packages safely. Here's the outer neighborhood. Let's go to the outer neighborhood. They have a mobile medical clinic here, which is actually a good thing because of the homeless people that have come. And I don't know, I'm not from here, so I don't know if they normally camp in the park or what. But a lot of them are definitely getting treated and probably check for COVID too. So I bet you they're probably I know people were handing out masks and everything. So that's cool. But the outer lying neighborhood, there is graffiti just here and there. But most of the buildings, the churches, they have pictures in the windows, even all the way downtown. I'm staying pretty far away. And everybody has signs up. But it is, typical West Coast. More people are. See, it sucks about the graffiti on the buildings. That sucks. There's places for that. It's not bad. Oops, I want to use a freaking tag rod. For those of you watching, I'm in Seattle. And right up there is where the occupied zone, really it's where homeless people have pitched their tents. Mostly. I don't really know if the organizers are staying there or not. I won't find that out till I do some interviews later. But from what I see, it's mostly homeless and some drifters. I mean, there very well could be some local in there, but we won't know till later. I am curious to see the CNN report that stupid kid pissing off that freaking reporter. What a dick. And they're going to probably make this whole thing about that idiot that everybody was like, you need to stop hassling her. Watch. Mark my words. It's going to be... Well, you'll have to see the video earlier. She stood in the middle of the road, and you're allowed to drive, like, right through it. And she wouldn't move. The car was beeping, and she was just literally standing in the middle of the road. So...
solidarity, and so what we need right now is love. So God help us take this call.
So guys, we have Legacy back in the chat. I'm sure he would be happy to answer any of your questions. Just please don't personally attack him. How's everybody else doing? Are we all okay?
shot him 41 times. They claimed they thought the wallet he was holding was a gun. We see Eric Garner, who was slowly choked to death by police after being accused of selling cigarettes. He begged for his life, saying, "I can't breathe," 11 times. We see Philandro Castillo, who was sitting in the passenger seat of his girlfriend's car when an officer asked his driver's license. When he reached for it, he was shot and killed by the officer. We see Breonna Taylor, who was at home asleep in her bed when police busted in without knocking. A boyfriend was shot and killed in Orleans. The officer shot Breonna. It was later found out that they had no legitimate reason to have entered. Welcome John was killed when an officer entered his home and shot him while he was sitting on the sofa eating. The officer later claimed she thought it was her party. Trayvon Martin was killed by George Zimmerman while walking home. Zimmerman was a wannabe police and was aided by police after the murder. Walter Scott was shot in the back while running for police. A video revealed the officer planted a taser by his side after he lay dead in order to plan Walter to take the taser from him. Sandra Brand ended up dead in police custody after a routine traffic stop. It's still unknown how she died. John Crawford III was at Walmart holding a BB gun that was on sale when police entered the store and shot and killed him. There are too many to name, but this is our norm. This has become our norm. That Confederate statue right around the corner, which idolizes slave owners who fought against the United States, and I say against the United States, they're not fighting for the
Tuning in, we are at an American Patriot rally here in Lansing,
So the
Michigan.
president can call up the militia at any time.
Speakers are talking about
can the
their
governor.
constitutional rights, mostly
So
the Second
can the
Amendment.
sheriff.
As there were speakers on stage, we did have this group of counter
Sheriff has
protesters
the authority.
in support
Mayor
of Black
has the
Lives Matter
authority
come
to
and
call
lay
up
down
the
on the
militia.
ground here.
Anybody has the
Again, to
authority
support
that
Black
should
Lives
govern
Matter,
this
you can see
to call up the militia.
members of the rally
There's
are
an
around
unorganized
them.
and there's an organized.
They were already out here
National
when these
Guard
people came
is
and laid down on the
organized.
ground.
Each state has a guard unit. The purpose of the militia is
We do
for the
have
citizens to protect
many armed
their
people here.
neighbors.
So far,
and
everything has
their
remained
property.
peaceful, though there has been some yelling back and forth.
Listen, guys, ignore that. Ignore that. You're going to have your day. You will have your day, and it's coming nigh and upon us, but it's not today. We need at least 1% of the citizenry to become the militia. That's what it's going to take. It was 3% that fought or supported the revolution.
We do have some somewhat of a police presence here. I'll give you
This
a look.
group is not going to do it. So you have to keep getting your friends, your families, and your neighbors here. I want to encourage you, patriots. By the way, the patriot is a badass individual. They don't get Soros money for coming out. They don't get Hitler's money for coming out and guarding over. They come out voluntarily. January 24th, I was up here speaking and I watched that clock and that temperature over there. 24 degrees and 2 inches of snow. And we didn't get paid for it. Thank you, state police, for you guys' job. They did get paid for it. We didn't. Maybe even overtime. Hot days. Look how hot it is. Everyone's out here sweating today. But we're out here. Yeah. Excuse me for a second.
What do you guys? What DC? What's going on in DC?
The people that are here today, I recognize about 50% of you. Because about 50%
Somebody
of you show up.
drop me a link to the DC feed you guys are on about.
The same 50%.
All right, guys, hold on a second here. I have this event permitted here. There's a permit at the Capitol in my name. If you guys are going to be here disrupting anything and speaking over my event, nobody is caught. You're interrupting my event, sir. Sir, you're interrupting my event. Please do not interrupt my event. Keep it peaceful, because once you cross the peaceful line, then don't talk. Then don't talk. Please. Be respectful at my event that's permitted in my name.
I thought you guys meant something was happening
You're
in
a resident of
Washington
Lansing, it's
DC.
my city too. I'm a resident of Michigan. This is my state capital. Now, I want to say something. I'm a racist. I cannot stand Whitmer. But I'll tell you this, I have a son-in-law that's a black man. I have a grandson that's mixed. I have a daughter-in-law that's Latino. And I have another son-in-law that's Asian. Now, didn't I do a hell of a job raising my kids? I was a missionary to Haiti. Didn't I do a hell of a job going to a country because I don't like somebody's color? No. And you know what's funny? 99.999% of patriots that I've ever met across this entire country are not racist. Keep being who you are, patriots. I'm going to end here. Unity against solitude, right? Small little clumps at home, which is important. Do that anyhow. Also join bigger militia groups. There's over a dozen in the state of Michigan. Join a militia group. Get to know one another. Reach out in your community, talk to your sheriffs, talk to your police departments, to the city chiefs, to the village
Sorry
chiefs.
guys, I'm just really busy trying to find
Join
some
a militia.
and dealing with something else at the moment.
Hey, and if anybody out here is a veteran and you've never sworn into the militia, when did your oath expire? Doesn't matter if you're law enforcement. You take the same oath that the military does, the same oath that these militia members have taken. It's the same oath. Whitmer even took the same oath. God bless America.
It is nice to see some peaceful protests as well, rather than tear gas, flat bangs, and things like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. That was amazing. It's great to learn about our militia, is it not, guys? We need to learn about our constitutional rights. We need to learn about how we are protected through the Constitution. Thank you so much for coming out. Right now, we want to make sure that you guys keep in touch with us, in contact with us. So we do have a website.
Awesome.
So
Thank
you guys can go to the
I'm still
American
on live
Patriot
right now.
Rally website. All right, go there, put in your email, put in your contact information, so you can,
I think it's awesome.
you can know what we're doing next.
Yeah, you can.
You can know what updates we have for your protections of your constitutional rights, the next steps for the militia and what they're going to be doing and actions they're taking around the state. You know how much these guys have helped in the damn cleanup? You guys know that? Let's give these militias a round of applause for how much they've helped in cleaning up that damn. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Cleaning up Whitmer's issues, guys. Next up, our next speaker, guys, is a founding member of the Michigan Liberty Militia. He attends all of the 2A rallies and Black Lives Matter. He's been there, guys. He's been invited to them. So here to share a little bit more about himself and what he stands for, please give a big round of applause for Phil Robinson.
Sorry, I'm not concentrating on chat. I've got really bad pains in my leg. I just took some medication to take the edge off the pain.
We are here today! We are here today because we are the militia! Alright? Let me tell you something, what I see here today. I see people disrupting a peaceful event for no reason whatsoever. Alright, I had a speech that I was gonna say, but you know what? It's changed. So, are you counter-protesters? What exactly are you doing here?
Yeah, Diane, that's what I mean, managing. You've also got to manage the audio for every single feed as well.
Well, anyways, like I said, my name is Phil Robinson. I am with Michigan Liberty Militia. I am not bashful. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed of who I am or what I do. You will never see my face covered.
Honestly, guys, you would never believe how much management you need to put into these feeds.
And the 3 causes of the militia. They're pretty simple.
Audio levels constantly change. They're different from everybody's mobile phone.
And they repel insurgents. That is the job of the militia. It is not the military. It is not the Navy, the Army, the FBI, the police. It's none of them. The Constitution was written long before any of them were even identified. So anything other than the militia is unconstitutional under the Constitution of the United States. But yeah, I don't know, people. I am pretty. I'm just off my game right now because of the disruption that happened for no reason whatsoever. Totally uncalled for. But that's all I have to say. But I just want everybody here to know that I appreciate you all showing up, even the counter-protesters. I just wish you'd have done it a little differently. You could have been more respectful about it. So that's all I have to say. Let's have a good rally.
Do you guys agree that it's nice to see some peaceful protests as well, guys, rather than flashbangs and tear gas going off all the time? Because I do. I agree, Prometheus.
Hey, to all my people out there who love this country for what it truly represents and stands for, thank you.
Now, if you guys just bear with me, I will leave you in the capable hands of the moderation team. I'm just going to go and get a coffee.
That's right. We are here for all people. We are here
And when we get back, I'll engage with you guys.
for people's constitutional rights.
Try and answer any questions. I believe Legacy's still around. Please feel free to ask him any questions you may have if he's still around.
We are here for your rights. You need to know that. Listen to anything that they've been saying today. That's all. But that's okay.
But please, guys, I know a lot of you don't agree with the protesters, but please don't personally attack the guy. He's standing up for something he personally believes in.
Hey, let's get some USA, 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 USA,
Just everybody, just try and stay nice.
All right, guys. Our next speaker, she's a special one to us here at the American Patriot Rally. You guys know her. You got to listen to her beautiful voice here on the beginning today. She's a mother of 3 beautiful children. She's a staunch 2A advocate. All right, don't mess with this woman. All right. So everyone put your hands together, please, for Juliana.
Mothers. Who here has a mother? All right, good. Anybody here that does not have a mother? Okay, so let's just agree that mothers are like foundational for the world. They're incredibly important. Mothers are so important to the development of a child's brain for proper development. And research tells us that a mother's stress level impacts a child up to 3 months before conception. And a child forms opinions and foundational understanding of the world while still in the womb. A mother bears the scars and the marks of carrying a child, and her brain is actually rewired after the birth of a child. She becomes more fierce and intuitively senses danger.
Back. So I know there is 1 or 2 disabled people in here, just like me. Has anybody else got personal problems?
Come in many forms, and is rarely will she need to defend her children with deadly force. Most of the time, it's in the form of the word no. A mother says yes to many things, and quite often says no. She told you no when you were being
I do, Diane, Miss Fu. I know all about them.
Something that wasn't good for you. She told you
I believe, I think Vape is the guy that was involved in a motorbike accident. Guys, I've got a terrible memory.
It's the mother that says no to a government that tries to take away her rights to say no. A mother says,
So if I get mixed up with people's names and what happened to them, etc., please forgive me.
She says no to a doctor who wants to inject her child with immoral substances. And she does so with grace, sincerity, and love for the well-being of her child. The family unit is the very fabric of a strong society. And the mother plays such a significant role that we can say in most families, the mother is the most influential human being in a child's development and life. I have something to read to you that a friend sent to me in regard to the role of the mother in the family unit. And it's written so well, I want to read to you exactly how it was said. What people have to remember is that freedom or liberty is not the end or the goal. It's a means to an end. The purpose of liberty is so that the kingdom of God may advance. And when Christ therefore said, "All power in heaven and on earth is given unto me," there was a clear limit placed upon all human institutions. The government is upon his shoulders now, and Jesus is in charge in heaven and on earth. That means the state cannot usurp God's rule, and that rule begins with the family. Yes, women run the world, and mothers are the reason that society exists. Let's support them and respect them and pray for them. Our country depends on the family. Thank you.
Hey, sorry, David were asking me. Where's the car? You need to grab water. He was in the bar. I shouldn't have parked that very close to this. Go back to the park, don't be there.
All right, everyone. One more time for Juliana. Juliana, she is so amazing. It's been such a blessing to have her as a part of our team. You guys just don't even know. Our team, we meet every single night, guys. We've been trying to rack our brains on ways that we can help you all, that we can help people to wake up to the infringements on our constitutional rights. And so, Juliana, all of our team, it's just been amazing, guys. So thank you all for coming out and the support that you do show. Now our next speaker, she's a mother of 8 children. She's a state committee woman for the 2nd District of Michigan. She's a team member for the Faith and Family Coalition of the Michigan Republican Party and the care pastor for the Republican Women's Federation of Michigan. Her passion is that everyone comes to know intimately the heartbeat of our Heavenly Father, which helps us experience true peace and to fulfill our purpose here on earth. Please welcome with me, Bernadette Smith.
We love you too, and we love this great country of America.
Remember guys, if you want me to pay special attention to your message, please tag me so I know you're trying to get my attention.
So if I can leave just a few nuggets with you to take back with you, but not only take it back, but practice it and do it, and you'll get great results. With flesh and blood. See, that's why we can't argue with people. We don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but we're coming against and wrestling against the master spirits who are the world's leaders of this present darkness, and against the spirit forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. So many are ignorantly wrestling and fighting against the wrong fight. They're fighting the wrong fight. People, you're fighting the wrong fight. Hear this evening. You're fighting the wrong fight. The real fight is against humanity. That's all of us. The enemy wants to destroy mankind. It is the darkness trying to destroy the light. All the upheaval that we are experiencing today.
You good?
Those are the people that are out in your city and break something in my city and break the joke. That's what we do. That's our 100% with you. That's our common enemy. So let's I hear you. What I'm saying to you is nobody, it don't matter if I bring 300, you know how many of us there is? It's about 500 of us. And we're not all here for a reason. If I brought 500 people with me, they would not a single one would not a single one would, because we would tell them beforehand, if you do this, you gotta leave. Not other people will make you leave. Not we're gonna call the police and make you leave. If anybody called you out of your name, out of our group, me and Mike would make them leave. You see what I'm saying? So here's the deal.
Looks like still like it's a really nice day over in CHOP. Nice bright weather.
All of us, and we're all invited to have that conversation. But right now, I do know your name, and I'll look you up. I will. My word's my word.
We do tend to focus on CHOP in this channel and what's going on in CHOP.
We hand these out. This is a rally that's advertised. It's not the same thing as us coming as our own group. Say, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, there's no way to say we're all perfect or you're all perfect. What we need to say is we're all Americans.
Maury is going live again. I think it's 8 p.m. their time, and I am 4 hours behind them in the UK.
Well, then let's amend it. I mean, look, I don't consider...
By doing this, by doing what we're doing.
I'm categorized as 3/5 of human. Also, as 3/5 of human, slavery is only abolished as long as I'm not incarcerated. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying to you, United States of America, you guys weren't slaves, I am. So Irish people were never slaves.
I know we've had a hell of a lot of people come over to Twitch today, guys. If you like what we do and you like what these live streamers are doing from the protests, please do drop us a follow.
Yeah, you did. You said not by us. I said insinuating us.
I said, were you ever a slave? Right?
Irishman.
I said, were you ever a slave? But he said Irish people were not.
Can I get you off the rope, please? You're about to crash.
I got you.
The stand's about to fall in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not putting pressure on it though.
It's about to knock the stand over here. Just a little bit, please. Thank you.
Sorry. I thought you were media. We're used to calling over each other. So you're telling me there's not hate here, but you won't shake a man's hand?
To you guys watching on other platforms, we have Legacy in our chat room over on Twitch. If you have any specific questions for him, please do feel free to ask him.
That wasn't me. That was Clemens. No, that was Clemens. I didn't knock it down.
But I've already asked her once. Can you please back up?
Yeah, and I'm good. And Clemens just came in and moved that all out of the way. I'm all right. Thanks, sir.
Let me ask you, are you saying there's something wrong with being any of those things? Because if you are, you're totally messing up your life.
I'm saying that hovering over me with a gun and calling me that loudly is threatening me. So he feels threatened. The rest of us feel threatened, especially since, like I said,
You are standing here with us giving you our attention during our event. You shouldn't feel threatened.
Right. You called me over here, so I didn't ask for it.
Sorry.
Diane, I only found out what a Karen was last week. I was like, why does everybody keep saying Karen? Karen all the time? What's our UK equivalent of a Karen? Diane? What would we call a Karen over here?
Hi guys, I'm stepping away from that conversation just because I know you probably couldn't hear it very well.
It can't be that simple, Irish.
What was going
Surely
on right
not.
there is a organizer of the event speaking with one of the people who was a counter-protester here at the rally. So I'm going to step back over here to the main rally here and give you guys a look.
Every child in their mother's womb, they all had a chance to live. But on January 22nd, 1973, abortion became legal, giving mothers the right to kill their children in their womb. Abortion clinics were purposely and primarily placed in the African American neighborhoods. That wasn't great. So let us reverse the evil.
So guys, we're about to reach a major milestone over on YouTube of 500,000 views. Just a reminder to the guys over on YouTube that Twitch is our main new streaming platform now. So please do feel free to come over from YouTube into Twitch.
The church is the light.
Much more higher video quality on Twitch, much more moderated. Less abuse over here in the chat. We run a tight ship over on Twitch. So that you guys that are getting a bit sick of all of the bad shit that goes down in the YouTube chat, please feel free to come over to Twitch.
In the authority of the name of Jesus, I want to decree and declare that a mighty revival, say revival, say revival, revival, that a mighty revival is coming to America now. It's coming to America now. And this will truly make America great again.
But really, nice special thank you guys on YouTube for making this possible. Because a lot of you have came over from Twitch, from YouTube to Twitch. I can see that in the Twitch analytics. There's a hell of a lot of you guys are coming over from YouTube over to Twitch. And thank you for that. We are well on the way to hitting 4,000 subscribers over on YouTube as well.
Oh, maybe. Hey, there it is. All right, everybody. We got last call. If you have not signed the petition, they are packing up over here. So make sure you get over there right now and sign that petition, okay, guys? That is super important that we get that onto the ballot here this fall. Now, we also want to make sure now next week, Thursday, everyone, there's another rally here that's going to be extremely important. It's a medical freedom rally here next Thursday. I believe it's 12 to 3. All right, so let's pray for some wonderful weather. I know that they got an amazing lineup of speakers.
So you guys confirming that this is coming from Michigan, are you guys? If that's correct, can somebody type Michigan in the Twitch chat? Spelled correctly for me, please, and I will update the feed.
Mike believes in accountability and results, which is why he
Thank you, Pip named Butters.
with Michigan, which will deliver results for the people of the 8th Congressional District, not resistance to politicians in Washington, D.C. Yeah, this guy takes no crap, guys. I'm telling you, just wait. It will get the people results, not excuses. So Mike has vowed to take his common sense, straightforward, and no excuse business approach to DC. He's going to get things done, guys. Give a big round of applause to Mike Detmer. Thank you, Patriots.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. What's the rest of it, guys? The right of the people to keep and bear arms. Amen to that. good. We're good. I'm processing all of what's happened here and what's going on across our country. What's still going on. You know, one of the important things that the media's missed with these rallies is that we're all here to protect these folks' First Amendment rights to free speech. And the Second Amendment is there because of our brilliant founding fathers to protect that. Without it, they wouldn't be able to do that. Now, I would have really been impressed if they were out here back in January when it was 23 degrees and 2 inches of snow on the ground laying down. I would have really been impressed when if they were laying down like that in the pouring rain here just a month or so ago.
Wow. You guys ignored the raffle. You gamblers ignored it.
But luckily for them, the governor decided that COVID-19 no longer exists. And so they're here with us today to join us with our party.
Yeah, honestly, protesting social distancing.
You know, this rally is about unity because as Americans,
Guess you're all losers.
to be together. We can have different opinions, we can have different views. You agree where you can, you disagree where you must, and you build on what you have. That's what this is all about. That's how we have a country to start with.
That's right.
When you look at our Second Amendment, it's in two parts. If you read the Federalist Papers, it's because you had two different factions. You had groups of people that didn't want standing armies, and you had the other group that said, wait a minute, if we arm the citizens, they are the standing army. To defend against tyranny.
Yeah.
Which, right now, we're seeing across the country. I've been saying for the last 2 years, we're in a war for the heart, soul, traditions, and freedoms of this country. And initially, people said, Mike, what are you talking about? Now you turn on the TV and you see this.
That's right.
Since when does the First Amendment protect people to pillage, burn, destroy public property? Since when?
Never.
You want to speak your mind, speak your mind. Let's have an honest discussion about this to move forward. Because as Americans, and let me just say this, I want to just address this whole race nonsense. You want to speak your mind.
How's everybody over in the YouTube chat doing?
Here's the reality.
See, 890 of you people have visited.
Understand that all lives matter, and it was decided by the blood of Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago. But there are elements in our nation that are trying to distort our young people's view of reality.
Shout out to the 120 of you that are currently there.
Thanks to our public school system, which, by the way, one of the things on my priority list is to start to get rid of the Department of Education at the federal level. Gone, because this is what we have. When we can't have honest discussions, and when you've got violence, and you've got people that just want to call you a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, a Nazi, a fascist. They don't even know what these things are. Because you're standing up for your constitutional, God-given freedoms.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give all of you some encouragement today for coming out here. Out on the campaign trail, and we're crisscrossing the 8th District. By the way, you're standing in it. All of Ingham County, all of Livingston County, and the northern third of Oakland County is the 8th District. While we're crisscrossing, we're running into people, and I got a quick story. A week ago, a truck pulled up with two older ladies in it. The one lady was about 90 years old, and she was bawling. She said, I didn't know that there were still patriots. And I said, ma'am, you've got a whole bunch of them behind you, and we're coming out. You got to start educating people around you. You've got to start talking to your neighbors. Even if you disagree, take the high road. Talk to them. Let them call you whatever name they want to call you. Pray to God, because He's the only one that can change that heart. You can't do it. All you can do is speak the truth. And that's what these rallies are about. That's what Ryan Kelly and the entire team for months and months has been putting together. It's about peaceful I tell you what, I'm not going to use the word resistance because...
Yes, you guys over in the YouTube chat, it is okay to type Biden 2020 or Trump 2020. What you will not do though is constantly spam that in that chat room. The moderators will delete your messages if you spam constantly over there.
Well, now that COVID's over, thanks to Governor Whitmer. Oh, by the way, take the masks off. When you're driving your car, just a helpful suggestion, take the mask off. Just take the mask off. If you're outside, get some air. Get some fresh air. Get some oxygen in your lungs. I'm seeing all these people walk around beat red in the face because they got these masks tied on. Live in faith, not in fear. It's that simple. And if you don't have any faith, find some. I'll tell you what, it's going to do you a lot of good. It's a lot of good. What do you got to lose? Everything. Everything. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a country, we've got people out there trying to destroy this country as it was founded. You know why? Because they think it was founded illegitimately. The same founding fathers that we've heard about tonight, our kids are being taught that they were racists, slave owners, that they were nefarious actors, and that they were crooks and treasonous. How dare they separate from the good old King George? How dare they? And because of the fact that we are all perfectly imperfect, they want to use that to say this nation should never have existed. And all the things. You know what? We grow as a people and as a nation every single day. And we have to keep it up. Do we make mistakes? Sure we do. Do we fix them?
Yes, I have took an interest in American politics for a number of years now.
On Earth, the greatest country that the earth has ever, that this world has ever seen. It's one of the greatest gifts that God Almighty has given to mankind. It's ours to lose, and we have to stand up and protect it. God bless all of you. God bless Michigan. Thank you. Stay strong.
It's almost panel time. Right now, we've got every rally so far. We've had a special dance or song routine. This time, we've got our American Patriot Rally dancer girls going to sing and dance. God bless the USA. Right?
Guys, if this live feed dies, I apologize. My phone is getting low on battery.
Diane, will you be able to make that logo you created into a square one as well? Or is that a bit harder to do? Dude, don't send me messages telling me to stop talking in my own stream. That's very rude. This is my channel, buddy. If you don't like it, leave.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Hayden and Gracie. That was amazing. Now we're going to get set up here, guys. We got a little panel that we're going to do. We've got 6 speakers here that we're going to have on the stage, and we're going to go through some question and answer time with them. So give us 1 minute while we get this set up.
Somebody find Dub P, ban that prick. Abusing me and his little fucking personal messages. Get the fuck out of here.
Excuse me.
Twitch. Twitch chat.
They're arguing. It's over.
BJ's dad over on YouTube, thank you very much for them kind words. And thank you for being here as well.
If you're part of the rally, let's go back and enjoy the rally. We don't pay attention to this.
Is Vape for Vape still around, or did he go to bed? Kim over in the YouTube chat, thank you very much. Right guys, we need to go over to CHOP Coverage Media.
Okay, everybody, I just want to give a quick introduction. We're not going to give a lot of bio information, but they're going to be sharing some information about themselves, I believe, as we go along here in the questions. On the end down here, we've got Kristen Kelly, and then we have Katie Parrish. Next up here, we have Steve, I just forgot, Bucola, that's right. And then, of course, everyone knows the wonderful Catherine Henry.
Yeah.
All right, and then over here we have Mr. Phil Smith. And down here we have Bill Null. All right, fantastic.
Science guys here. We got some science for you. The science of America is about to happen right now. The first question that we want to start off with today. Yeah, there's a DVD they threw. Oh man, we're putting you on the spot now. I know Juliana was up here just a couple of minutes ago, and she was talking from a mother's perspective. And so, if we can have you speak a little.
With weapons like flashbang grenades, tear gas, rubber bullets, and so forth. Once they told me their story, I looked into some videos, I agreed to help them bring this story forward, and so that's why I'm here. when the people of Seattle come onto the street and are protesting problems like violence against black and brown bodies because Black Lives Matter, there are a whole group of other people who come out to support them, whether they be legal observers, volunteer medics, people bringing out food, water to support this community. And for the Seattle Police Department to intentionally attack them, to target them on purpose, people who are marked with red crosses, helmets, information saying medical, having EMT on their back, for the police to target them is an intentional attempt to silence this movement. And it is offensive and it is horrific that we as Seattle taxpayers are paying the police to do this. So it makes a lot of sense, the demand to defund police, in my personal opinion. But what I want to say is that this intersection right over here at the intersection of 11th and Pine on Sunday, the night before the Seattle Police Department abandoned East Precinct, Seattle Police Department threw a flashbang grenade at Aubriana Inda, who is here today. Her story has been in the press as well. It struck her in the chest. She collapsed to the ground, and protesters were able to grab her and drag her back to a dedicated emergency triage area staffed and marked as a medical facility, staffed by professional people who work at hospitals here in the city of Seattle, and where they began to care for her. Seattle police advanced up the street and they began throwing flashbang grenades into this fenced medical facility, which was filled with people who were struggling with respiratory issues from the tear gas and from OC spray and flashbangs, people who were injured, and the people who were helping them were being attacked by these flashbangs. The team had to evacuate the area and head up the street, and eventually, you know, they were able to deliver Aubriana to the hospital with a pulse, even though during this period of time she she had cardiac arrest on multiple occasions, and she could have died, frankly. And it was despite the Seattle Police Department that she survived.
Thank you, Sam. Remember from last night, Sam, try to avoid portrait streams. And if you guys can leave me their location and the streamer's name, if possible.
Who is an ICU nurse who treated Aubriana. We're going to have Megan Brown, who's been organizing the medics, and can talk about this pattern of police attacking medics over, not just on this one egregious occasion, but on multiple occasions since these protests have erupted in Seattle, and another medic as well who has personally experienced being struck with bullets and so forth. So thank you very much for being here. Black Lives Matter, and I'll have Danielle step forward.
Hey Danielle, just remember to speak up, because some of these guys over here don't have a high tone.
Sure. So I have been volunteering here as a medic. I am an ICU nurse at a local hospital here. Okay. Okay. An ICU nurse here at a local hospital, and I've been volunteering time down here along with a lot of other professional medical personnel that are also volunteering their time. I was here that night, that Sunday, when Aubriana was hit in the chest. I was at the medic station. We heard the police making their threats of deploying chemical agents, etc. So we all kind of stationed ourselves prepared for the downstream of people that were going to come, as it had happened multiple nights prior. I was treating multiple people screaming for help with either pepper spray to their eyes, burns, welts from flashbangs to their skin, along with many of the other medics. And then I heard, probably, I don't know, minutes after that all started, someone bringing a young girl into the medic station saying she's been hit in the chest, she's been hit in the chest. Her eyes were closed, they were bloodshot and tearing from the pepper spray, but she was clutching her chest saying it hurts to breathe. We sat her down. We sat her down and did our best to triage her, myself and another RN. But the police at this point were advancing closer and closer to our medic station. We could hear the flash grenades becoming much louder. We could start to smell the tear gas. There was smoke everywhere. We didn't have much time, and it was kind of a split-second decision of this person is seriously injured. She cannot run. Raviv here is another medic that was with me in the station. I had him grab the cot. He brought the cot over, we loaded her in. At this point there were flash grenades being launched directly into our medic station. The pepper spray was all present. We could see the line of police officers right outside the medic station, and we knew we had to run. So grabbed, Raviv was with me, another RN, Kim, and then some other bystanders helped us load her and carry her to the only safe place that we knew for sure that we were able to get into. There were people running everywhere. I grabbed as much medical supplies as I could, on the fly, and cleared the sidewalks of people in the way. There were several people along the way opening their apartment building, say, hey, come in if you need help, but all with stairs, and it was unsafe to try to transport her. So we ended up going 3-4 blocks probably to this one safe location that we knew we had. All along the way of leaving the medic station, we continued. We could feel the blast of the flash grenades behind us. We were coughing from the I guess it wasn't tear gas that night, but the pepper spray. This is a very clear marked area where all of the medics practice. There are signs that say no pictures, no cameras for the safety of our medics. The police were well aware of that location, and we were obviously treating injured people in that area when this was happening. Luckily, we were able to get her evacuated. We made it to that safe location, and upon further assessing her, she was still with us at that point. She was able to answer questions. She was in a lot of pain. And then minutes later, after we got to that safe location, she stopped responding. She was not breathing. We lost a pulse. I started CPR, yelled for someone to call 911. Raviv was with me, with Aubriana, with us, checking for a pulse as we were doing CPR. The other RN, Kim, was also treating this patient with us, and someone got 911 on the line. I myself did probably 2 minutes of CPR initially, and Aubrey came back, gasping for air and confused, but we did have a pulse, and that cycle repeated itself 5 times, maybe, that we lost her pulse and initiated CPR over again. The compressions were then resumed by the other RN at that time while I was on the phone with dispatch. That phone call lasted a long time. I informed them that this person was in active cardiac arrest, actively receiving CPR, and I was told that the ambulance would not come to our location, that we needed to get her into a private vehicle and transport her to an intersection 2 blocks west of there, to East Union and Broadway. And I informed him that it was wildly unsafe to load a patient that's actively coding into a private vehicle. And after some back and forth, it was made clear that they would absolutely refuse to come to our location.
Clan Gun, no, I am from Northumberland, buddy.
Then I tried to request that they would promise to have an ambulance waiting for us when we got to that location, and that was not made clear. They just said that we needed to get there. We took a chance, and when we got a pulse back the last time, we ran her to the car. I stayed in the back seat with her with my hand on her pulse the whole time, and luckily she stayed with us the whole time in the car. But there was in fact not an ambulance waiting for us at that intersection, and I was just told to keep driving, and asking me to go where. And
Yep, to you guys in the YouTube chat, the moderators will enforce a no spamming policy. You're free to type Biden 2020 over there. You're free to type Trump 2020, but you will not constantly spam.
But she was alive. Raviv was here for most all of that, and is there anything you'd like to add? Does that sound?
It's good. I mean, I think the one thing is that after she was at the hospital, she coded 3 more times. So this was not, like when we're in the field, we always have all the fancy equipment. We do our best to try to figure out what's going on and treat it. But the level of jeopardy that Aubriana's life was put into by the Seattle police, intentionally and aware, with them being aware of what we were doing, I think is just unacceptable.
Yeah.
You want to bring that one?
Yeah. Madeline is one of the main organizers that is kind of the backbone of all of our medical volunteers, and I'm sure that she wants to add kind of the general. This is not, I can't speak to every night that the medics have been targeted because I was not there for all of those nights, but Madeline has been there, and so I think it's important to add that this is not, it's an extreme incident that happened, but it is not an isolated incident that's happened in the 10 days of the protests here.
Hi. I just want to say that every single day and every night that the police were here, the medical tent, the medics...
Spieve over on YouTube chat, the volume is on full in my OBS. Every streamer's sound is a different level. There's no way of setting them all to the same.
The place that we are acting out of has been clearly marked the entire time, and by that Sunday, it simply is impossible to try to say that the police department did not know where we were, and that is absolutely unacceptable. They knew what they were doing, they targeted us, and all we were doing is trying to help people. Thanks. John?
Howdy, folks. My name's John. Yeah, my name's John. I'm an EMT and a union organizer. I came out here to help people because when I saw what happened to George Floyd, I, like pretty much everyone else, was completely and utterly horrified and decided that something needed to be done, that black and brown lives, as ever, are under attack. Came out here the first Saturday and witnessed police aggression unlike anything I've ever seen before. That pattern has continued in perpetuity since. Even after they left the precinct, they have been targeting our medics and following them home. During the course of the protests that were more, let's say, lively, we had our medics targeted. I was personally hit while aiding a patient on the street. I was very clearly marked, much more so than today. And that jeopardizes our ability to provide care to patients, which I might add is a felony. And I want to clarify a couple things. First among which is that people say that, you know, Aubriana coded, and there's a lot of different types of language going around. She was murdered by the Seattle Police Department, and it was despite their best efforts that she was brought back to life. I think that it is horrific, the things that I have seen personally, the things that I've heard from my team, and it has to stop. It absolutely has to stop. We cannot have Jenny Durkin sending the police around to lurk, to sit in the parking lot by our aid station with 4 officers in an unmarked car. I walked over to the car, I could see their vests and their badges. You know, they're very clearly police officers, and they're just sitting there watching us. I don't know if they're photographing us or God knows what. Likely plainclothes officers here. Like I said, medics have been followed home. At the end of the day, this is egregious that the Seattle Police Department can be allowed to brutalize the citizens who pay their salaries and then run and hide. Because that's what they're doing right now. They're hiding from accountability. They're hiding from any kind of meaningful change. And, you know, having spoken with some of the organizers here, the level of frustration about the response from the mayor's office is beyond high, and something has to change. This is not my platform. I am just here to help people, but I would just like to say that Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, and Durkin's got to go.
So our third medic is here. Kim Dang is here now, and so she's available for questions. And we will open this up for questions. But one thing I personally want to hear Jenny Durkin and Carmen Best say is that any police officer who uses force against a medic who is not engaged in protest, who is helping people stay alive, will be fired immediately and will seriously consider prosecution, because what the people of the city of Seattle have to understand, you don't have to be out here on the street, but you should be upset that your tax dollars are being used in this way. So yeah, let's open up for questions. If anybody has any questions?
Can you just say and spell your name for us?
Yeah, my name is Braden Pence, Bradenpence. I'm an attorney. And by the way, one more thing. If anybody has video of this attack, I know there are lots of people that had their cell phones running that night. We were having a little bit of a hard time finding that exact moment. We got some people raising their hands right now who have video of this. Good, I'm glad to hear that. If anybody else has video or statement about this and saw this happen, please contact my office. You can find it on the internet.
Right. Can you put this, I mean, you guys have said targeted and, you know, out here at the press conference, can you specifically say what occurred? Because when we did an interview the other day with NBC and talked to a few medics, they said that projectiles or tear gas canisters and things like that were clearly thrown into your marked area. So I'm just letting you know when you're saying targeted, it might not translate all the way back. Can you clearly, in an elementary way, say exactly what happened?
So I was carrying the back of the stretcher, and there were flashbangs hitting within a foot or two behind me as we were trying to run out.
Show them your back.
I still have bruises. Oh yeah, I mean I'm fully visible is what I am, and I still have bruises on the back of my legs from the. This is what I was wearing that night. It's what most nights. I still have bruises on my legs from the debris that goes off of those flashbangs. So they were throwing it at us while we were running away, carrying somebody on a stretcher. It's
right. The other question I have that you might be able to answer, Brady, is that again when we interviewed your medics with ABC, they said that they feel they're being intimidated by the SPD, or people are being followed or tailed by SPD. Can you speak more to that? I mean, that's a real serious claim, and that's what's ongoing. I know the flashbang occurred about a week or more ago, but what I'm hearing is today, right now as well, that they feel that they're being intimidated or harassed.
What I know the most about, what I have studied, what I have talked to multiple witnesses, including the medics and civilian witnesses who are on the scene, is this one evening, the night before that they abandoned the precinct. In that occasion, they threw flashbangs directly at people clearly marked with red crosses in an area marked as a medical facility that had been used as a medical facility since the beginning of this set of protests. So that is a situation that I cannot imagine how they could possibly argue they did not know. If they didn't know, they're intentionally being, ignorant of that. The other examples that I've heard about is people being shot with bullets, tear gas canisters being thrown in that same area. And as to the question about surveillance stuff going on since then, I'm asking for an investigation. I think this is something that the Office of Police Accountability, if it has any purpose whatsoever, is to follow up on something like this and get to the bottom of it, because there's a lot of information that we don't have on the police's side about what their explanation might be for this. But the fact, it's an unmistakable message. I mean, the people who are out here actually serving the community, actually keeping people safe, are being targeted by the ones who get, whatever it is, $400 million in their annual budget. It's an insane waste of taxpayer services to have that. It's acting as a terrorist organization, harming people who are actually out here keeping people safe. So yeah, I want to know more too, Omari.
What are some of the specifics of the lawsuit? Can you just describe damages-wise what we're looking for, or can you elaborate more on what this looks like?
We have not filed a lawsuit. We are not necessarily going to file a lawsuit. What we have filed is a complaint with the Office of Police Accountability. Now, yeah, there are damages as a result of this, but that's not what this is about. This is not about the medics. This is not about, people who are out here on the street who are finally white people are now experiencing this type of violence that the police systemically inflict on the black and brown community. So this is not new. This is just now, I think people are starting to wake up to it a little bit, and thank goodness for that. And if a lawsuit is necessary to get accountability, we will certainly go that route. But that's not what this is about.
Has there been any communication or coordination between the medics here and Medic 1? Especially since the barricade came down?
Yeah, so I've personally spoken with Chief Scoggins and then also several of the higher-ups at Battalion 20, or not Battalion 25, but Station 25. And there's been plans put in place. There's been communication mix-ups with dispatch, obviously. But since the barricades have come down, Scoggins stated that they would be able to respond into the CHOP, and barring that, they would meet us outside of the barricades. However, over the last week or so, we have been calling for aid for various things, overdoses and whatnot. And those have been supposed to be met just outside of the barricades at any point. But on several occasions we've been asked to walk several blocks with patients, which, as you can imagine, can provide barriers to care, like was witnessed with Aubriana. But there are plans in place. I think it's a matter of refining those plans. But obviously the number one threat in this area, as is evident now that the police have left, has always been the police. The reason why fire couldn't come in here wasn't because we were going to go attack firefighters. Obviously not. The reason why they couldn't come in here is because there was gas and there were flashbangs and there were bullets flying. You know, that's the reason why fire couldn't respond to Aubriana, right? Whether or not they'll say it, that's the substance of it.
Kim Dang would like to say something quickly. She wasn't able to be here at the beginning of this, but she was one of the 3 medics who was primarily responsible for the care of Aubriana Inda.
Hi, so I'm working at the RN in Seattle, and I come here expecting to see, wound wash and eye wash, and very minimal care. I just want to step out and help the community. But that night, when the lady went limp in my hand, I was holding her hand when she just dropped. I feel my heart break. I didn't expect to be in that situation at all when I come here, and it was shocking to me to be able to deal with that. And when we CPR her and she wake up, the other nurse was on, Danielle was on the phone with the medic, and when we hear back that the medic won't come, or sorry, not medic, the 911 won't come, and we will have to physically transport patient in a car, my heart break the second time. At that moment, I don't know if I can keep her alive, because most of the time is what we do, we give CPR, we call 911, we wait for a higher level of care with all the equipment they have to be able to stabilize the patient and transfer the patient to a safe place, which does not happen that night. I so happy that she make it through and she healthy, but I don't want to ever have the experience, or don't want to have anybody have to experience that ever again. That is not on the street of Seattle, not here. It's just, yeah, I can't put into words how that was that night when that happened. Thank you.
Any other comments? What about when police show up with patients now? How do you interact with them?
In the hospital, we have a team that put together. We have the equipment. We in healthcare, we're here to help everybody. Even if they put a cop or anybody go to the hospital, that is our responsibility. Anybody fall on the street, I'm here to help people. So anybody fall in front of me, I will step in and will help. I don't care where they come from, I don't care what their color, I don't care what their job is. Even if that day if the police call out in front of me, I would step in. I set my mind to be here to help a community, but like I say, I can't put my mind to, I actually have to get CPR on the field while running a couple blocks down the street in the makeup stretcher. But in the hospital it's different. We have the equipment we need, so it feels more stabilized.
How would it affect you personally? So, say, one of the officers that threw the fight were to come in, how would that?
He's my patient. Alive is alive. So yeah, if he come in, I don't know. I don't know faces. It's dark. I don't know exactly who doing or pinpoint the person. But like I say, even if that night, if I'm running on the way, if I see somebody collapse on the floor, even if in that moment with that patient, and I know that she got the care she needs, that patient, say the police that on the floor, and he doesn't have anybody to attend to him, I would rush to him, even on that moment, to grab him away and put him to safety.
That work in a hospital and not having cops come in as patients, sometimes coming in with someone. Does this change kind of how you react to it?
So we try our best. We are trained to not put our bias into a workplace. That is what healthcare is for. You can't put your discrimination against people. It's just not. You know, they do what they do. I believe there's a wrong action, there's a right action. If they accompany a patient, and if that's what they're supposed to do, then they, you know, that's right. But there's a wrong action that needs to be stopped. So if it's a right action, they do their job right, then yes. But there's action that is not supposed to happen, then that needs to stop.
Is there anything else?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Nobody shows up. All right, listen. You don't want to know where I am? Hey, my name's Jonathan Locke. Officer involved shooting on 26th and Chestnut 5 years ago. All right, it's no secret. I'm really living this. I'm really about this shit. All right, I'm here to protest against the law. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Nobody's on a pedestal. I'm not no preacher, and I'm not the leader. Alright? I'm just fucking, look, I'm fed up with this fake shit. Y'all out here. I understand people got kids and jobs, but at the same time, like, there's enough people we can shut this shit down in the daytime. We're not making no statement. We've been out here for what? How many days? Come on.
I'm gonna go back up here. And then we'll go out on the field again. But I want to say, the guy that was standing next to me was from a major. He looked familiar. Let's see where he went. See, I don't know where he went.
Got a different time from that.
I got a shirt that said Bonjour, bitches. That's funny. I like it. So for those of you, I wish this told me who the heck was watching or not. Does anybody know how that works?
Hold on, guys. Again, for those that do not know, the Hall of Justice was boarded up this morning. Yeah, it looks like only the first floor of it. Motive is unknown, other than being proactive in case something happens. I'm not actually sure who that was. He's been out here every day. Give me one moment, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and switch over, get some good video.
it does go from 60 to 45 right there, and they police the shit out of there anyway, so it could just be for traffic. I'm pretty
That is a police officer right there on the side of the road.
Yeah, I was racist there. I wasn't expecting that shit. Diverse love out here. A little bit more diverse hate, not gonna lie. We'll take the love. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. We waking Hayes County up. Y'all need a little bit more go guys.
Sam, what section of Discord are you posting the feeds in?
You got a runner? My favorite thing to do is exercise my First Amendment. That's my favorite thing to do. Exercise my motherfucking First Amendment, especially in white-ass small-town countries. Let's go.
A 7-year with a New York mouth in the concrete jungle of Queens trying to be kings. Getting to the money you sing, try not to stand out. Fish out of water, get an official reporter. Up here, life is a bitch. I blow a kiss at her daughter. In the city with niggas that leave the shit out of order. So yeah, you heard the news, disturbing news. Shot with his brother in their head. Thank the Lord he ain't dead. Was in a coma for months. I ain't open no books. My nigga
correct votes and everything else. There just is not.
Well, thank you. Can you tell us your name again, sir, and where you're from?
Here, let me do this. Let me do this. I'll just give you my card.
Oh, sure.
So, that one's bit up by my dog.
I watched them. They were building this yesterday. Me and the guys have been out here playing football for hours.
Get a mega hat on.
Police observe until they reach the verdict. Kill them all, fucking kill them all. If you can't send them to the pen, send them to the morgue. Send them to the Lord, fucking send us broad. 100 shots through the dark, but they never hit my heart, nigga. Bitch, nigga, take the ball, shots. Woo! They never hit my heart.
That one after that.
So for those of you just tuning in, we are in Dripping Springs, Texas with Peace in Austin, right, man? Tell us what's been going on.
Peace in Austin. We are out here in Dripping Springs, Texas today. We decided to mix it up and hop around and experiment with various locations. So we decided to hop to a different county today, Hays County. We've been getting some good reception so far. There's been a little negative reception, but overall
Sam, you can get back into your moderator section now.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You can bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Wow, that's so annoying. You just get the feed started, then the end.
People sell these for $10. These bouquets downtown are $10 a piece. Isn't that insane? Peonies and poppies. Beautiful. Here they're selling them for $15. Down at the river, the inlet there, 10.
I will say one thing about Legacy. At least he holds his phone in landscape mode.
Let's see. Let's go down to the other side. Oh yeah, here's this art.
I'm not dealing with portrait mode.
And there's
I
the
simply
field
can't.
where they have all the
It
sittings.
messes up too many things.
And people can freely drive through this neighborhood here. And it looks like they just closed that off. Oh no, that was closed off earlier. I'm one street down. I'm not used to it. Kebabs.
I need to put a camera on my mouse to show you guys how much management is actually needed to do this.
Somebody was cooking kebabs. They smelled delectable. Oh no, that's not very nice.
It don't happen overnight. So that's why I'm saying, so it's just number one thing. When it comes down to it, you just got to do what you have to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you so much for being here.
You were so welcome.
Breitbart, huh?
You still recording?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
you're still good. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So I appreciate y'all too. What's your name?
I'm Allie J.
Okay, I'm Ty.
Todd. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Go by Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Nice to meet y'all.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Thank
I
you.
will.
We're going to go scan the crowd a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can I got a Facebook? You want to add me on Facebook and send something to me?
Yeah, she'll let you. Hey guys, this is Matt Perry with Breitbart behind the camera. Just showing you, basically there's a little bit of a tent city here. If you look down.
Wow, why does everybody hold their phone in portrait mode? I just can't understand it.
A little more than that. I think they're moving their stuff up.
There's about 5 feeds I would like to bring you guys, but not when they're in portrait mode. Just no way. One's okay, but not loads.
I'm not sure if it's even a formal line yet, so we'll see. But here, guys, if you like this video, share it with your audience. We're really appreciative of all of you guys, all the viewers out there. Love you all.
Yeah, I simply can't I just don't understand it, Sam. Surely by now people know how to hold a mobile phone, and it is not in portrait mode.
2 days before a Trump rally. So, we got all kinds of flags out here. So I'm just going to scan, give you guys some shots to show you a little bit of the atmosphere here. right, so why don't we find some people to talk to?
Yeah,
but
for
first,
sure.
Let's walk around. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got word a little bit earlier this evening that Secret Service, they're going to start making this a sterilized zone. So we're going to see people kind of move out of this area that they've been at in front of the BOC Center. So we're going to talk to some more people along the way, and yeah, we'll keep grooving. So let's go.
All right.
People been tweeting about what you guys said on Breitbart. I guess it's already up, right?
Yeah, we're live right now. So.
Are you kidding? It's live right now?
Yeah.
You guys are the bomb. This place is great. Hello, Breitbart. Yeah, Breitbart.
We'll stay in touch.
Yeah.
Make sure we get their information.
When we put these educational facts and we put the sources on the bottom of them, I don't give a damn. These people have to burn and live with that in their heart. They can act like they don't care or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's on paper, it's governmental data, and it backs it up. People of color are not appreciated in this country enough, and we need to do better about that. And like I said, guys, everybody's life here matters. I don't care what color you are. I love you all. Your life matters, and not more than mine. I just want my life to matter like yours, as equal as yours. So that's what we're trying to inform people, that we want our lives to have equal value. If you ever hear some of these other people like Angela Davis and things talk, you'll hear them say that the Negro has never wanted revenge. The Negro has never wanted to be better than its counterparts, than the white people, but the Negro has always wanted to be equal. The Negro has always wanted to be there and not be confronted with violence. The last thing we want is violence. We've been confronted with violence since we were brought here from 1619 and before. You know, we were in violence and slavery in the Civil War, mass incarceration, all the way up to these police deaths now. We're not looking for violence, we're looking to be equal. I have a few facts. It talks about the prison industrial complex. The prison population more than doubled between the 2000 and 2010 year. Private prisons own 9 out of 10 of the largest ICE detention centers. From 1970 to 2005, the number of inmates in the U.S. surged 700%. Yes, sir. We appreciate the love. The U.S. has 5% of the world's population while housing 25% of the world's prisoners. Here's a list of all corporations found to use prison labor or support ALLC, which promotes inmate labor. In almost every instance, prisoners were paid less than $1 an hour or nothing at all. That includes Nintendo, AT&T, Target, Walmart, Starbucks, Microsoft Corporation. Sorry, Starbucks, y'all been fucking up for a long time. We're done with y'all. No more of those medicine bombs, and I love those motherfuckers, but I can't have no more. Y'all fucking up. I had to let y'all know that. Microsoft, Whole Foods, Boeing, Kmart, Unicor, Wendy's, Macy's, Verizon, McDonald's, Revlon, JCPenney, Sprint, Honda, Intel, Fruit of the Loom, Nordstrom, Motorola, Cook Industries, BP, Victoria's Secret, Dell, Eddie Bauer, Fidelity Investments, Sara Lee Corporation, Avis Rent-A-Car, Exxon Mobil, Bank of America, Procter & Gamble, Texas Instruments, God damn it, Texas, Shell Oil Company, United Parcel Service, Hewlett-Packard, IBM, Johnson & Johnson, Cargill, Mary Kay, United Airlines, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm doesn't care about minorities. God damn it. American Express and Honeywell. Holy shit, that was too many corporations. I got a lot of people to cut off, so thank you guys for that information. Thank you guys to my brother Brendan for sharing this information with me today about the police corporations. Guys, we're gonna start posting some of this stuff online. We know we're just reading stuff off papers, and after a while it goes in one ear and out the others. Don't worry. Each week we're getting more organized and we're getting stronger. So next week you'll have some of these things for printout forms, so you can print them out, put them on your poster boards, or read them for yourselves. And it has all the sourcing, the amendments, and all the things that go with it. Thank you guys.
Bumping me against the world. Hello world, Kendrick here. And I'm too much for these niggas. I'm too much for these hoes. I'm too much for these niggas. I'm too much for these hoes. I'm too much for these niggas. I'm too much for these hoes. Wayne told me that. And that's just how it goes. Michael Jordan. Bounce, bounce, ho. Bounce, bounce. This shit make a nigga wanna get some bread up on the head up my head. I'm a sinner, Jesus Christ, please forgive me for my ways. I don't know why your bitch wanna fuck me. And I don't know why you fuck niggas can't see. I'm a compound representative.
Hey guys, has this mic been a lot better today than other days? Let me know.
Try to aim the mood on a very high note. We get out of these dark songs into more lively songs so we can go back home in a better mood. So this will be the first one. We'll start there and let you guys sing that. And if you guys are really good, we'll put Sweet Caroline on too. Sweet Carrie.
So State Farm is a funder supporter of a group called ALLEC.
There you go, dripping.
ALLEC, A-L-E-C, is a lobbying organization that has passed laws like required minimum sentencing.
Same with the city.
Is funded by for-profit prisons.
Where you from, brother?
They've passed laws related to the war on drugs.
Wow.
They are notorious for being involved in passing laws that disproportionately end up in the arrest of black communities.
Go ahead and sing it. I know you love this song. Everybody likes this song, man.
And you can find all that information online or watching the film 13th, which is free on YouTube and available on Netflix. I don't own this song, thank God.
Woo! This is the song that Dripping Springs wants to hear. You can't be mad to this song. Woo woo! It's a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Woo! Just a city boy. Where's he from? Born and raised in South Detroit. Woo woo! Thank you for the love. Midnight train going anywhere. charge you with like just like a normal.
However many pages you guys want. Tell me how many and I'll print all of it for you. Okay? You want to go to FedEx because that'll be expensive. Yay, Mary! I told you when you have my number.
Tomorrow's for
Hey, X, when you have time,
What's up, my friend?
So would you say tonight's a success?
I think tonight was a success. We actually had some local kids come out and join us as well. We had, you know, some bad vibes, but I feel like even with those, we kind of sprinkled that little seed that they needed in the church. We actually had one guy come out and he said he's not really, he doesn't have an opinion on either side. And I was like, oh, okay, well, go take this test that I read this beautiful poster board about, and let's see if you have an opinion after that. So I think this was a good turnout.
Awesome.
Love it.
And where are we next?
Next, we are going to
right?
be Colleen on Saturday. Yes. And we're getting the visuals up for that. And also where we're going to meet up and all that stuff. We'll put that up on Friday, tomorrow.
Cool.
So,
awesome. Thanks,
dude,
X.
thank you for coming out.
Of course.
How was it videotaping? Did they try to hit you?
What's up?
Did they try to hit you while you're videotaping?
Nah.
Good.
Thankfully not.
Good.
All right, thank you for coming out. You stay safe at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be crazy out there.
It really is.
Thank you.
Alright guys, this event ends at 8:30. Afterwards, we'll be heading to APD.
We got time for 2 more songs. We gotta play our signature song to wrap up, and then we'll play one more hype song that somebody suggests. But if you're gonna suggest it, it better be very hype.
We'll be at APD for a while, but I will be calling it an early night because I will be in Oklahoma Saturday morning.
No, we don't give a damn. We gonna be alright. Everybody in Peace and Awesome is gonna be alright, because I got y'all's back. I hope you got mine.
I don't own the song!
If motherfuckers tried something crazy today, I promise I would have protected y'all. They're not gonna hit y'all, I promise.
Andrew Mercado and I have been in contact. April, that's the whole reason I'm going. Well, not the whole reason, but we had a conversation and we thought it'd be a good idea to meet in Oklahoma. But I appreciate you letting me know that. We don't own this song, so I'm gonna have to talk over it, guys, so we don't get exterminated by Facebook or Warner Music Group. So we're outside of Dripping Springs, Texas, or what's up?
It's like the Jeep capital of fucking Texas.
Are we all doing, boys and girls?
Jeep capital of Texas.
Yeah, like everything that drives by is a fucking Jeep.
Dude, you almost stirred some shit up, bro.
Yeah, you like that?
Flipping people off. They were like, oh, oh no, Kane. So we got here about 6:30, 6:40. We've been out here, what is it gonna be, 2 hours, 2 hours, right?
I don't even know what time it is, bro.
Yeah, because it's about to be 8:30. This event ends in 10 minutes. So we were out here before about 2 hours with Peace in Austin. We had a pretty good turnout of around 15 to 25 people. How many people do you think it was, Kane?
37 and a half.
37 and a half. I'm guessing you're the half person, right?
No.
You're kind of short. I don't know.
Not me.
Dripping Springs, I hope you listening. Roll down those windows. When our pride was low.
See, I was close.
Where do we go?
Some people left.
Uh-oh. Like the street. My knees getting weak. But we gon' be alright.
I fucking said 37 and a half. I'm
Hey,
going to
Hayes
hell.
County, we gonna be alright.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell.
That's the same one who's ignoring us earlier.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, at least you know you are.
There'll be 87 and a half people there.
You're right. They can't do anything lasting.
For you guys didn't see, I did a show and tell of the equipment I'll be taking.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
You guys can see how well equipped we are to go record in another city.
In about 7 drinks, I'll show you my equipment.
Okay.
So Jill wanted me to play swag surfing, but somebody wanted me to play this, so I guess I have to do both, and I'm stuck.
Ants.
Dude, they keep biting me.
They've been biting the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I just learned if you tolerate them, it doesn't bother you so much.
So beautiful.
I keep getting bitten by ants.
Once Corona goes back, guys, support.
Oh no, they're playing the song Africa by Toto.
Hey, Boomers, if you're watching this, we love y'all. Yeah.
It's been years. I don't like this song,
I don't know if I like this song.
Why?
It's a meme. So Deshaun, how was tonight, man?
It was good, man. It was good. Wasn't as much dialogue as we were hoping or expecting to get to do with some of the community members. One of my brothers, Chris, suggested that we stop on a platform where people can are forced to stop and talk to us at a red light. So we're still learning, we're still figuring out, but we got a lot more support than I thought we were going to get. A lot more honks. Like I said, we just want more people to stop and have dialogue. We had a young gentleman come up not too long ago who actually is from the dripping area who said he just saw what was going on and he wanted to stop by and see if he could talk with us. And he said he loves this group because compared to every other group that he's seen, especially because when he drives into Austin, at least we allowed him to talk, come figure out what we're doing, what we're about, and why Black Lives Matter, instead of just shutting him out. So we made some progression here, and we are appreciative of that. My buddies came out, a few people from the community came out from Dripping to support this awesome cause, and that's all I could ask for at this moment.
Cool, man. Thanks. I don't own the rights to this song. Again, I just say that because my videos get pulled pretty frequently.
Blow that horn, brother. Yeah, baby. Yeah. We'll take it, Camaro. B6, boy.
What the hell am I seeing things here? A section in our Discord has just vanished.
Hey guys, for those of you that don't know, there's a beautiful sunset here in Dripping Springs, Texas, in Hayes County. We are out here with Peace in Austin, bringing the Black Lives Matter movement and protests to a majority conservative city. We have definitely seen a significantly larger amount of disapproval, but we've seen still an overwhelming amount of support for the movement.
No, Irish, can you see the CHOP CHAZ thread room? Because I can't see it.
We tried to get a quick interview with her, but she said, gotta go, and she left.
Well, how come I can't see it anyway? I also can't see live feed chat either. Wow, this is crazy.
All that sucker shit inside your DNA. Heritage. Inside your DNA. Yeah,
My Discord's totally screwed up.
Erica, share my stream with the group. Oh no, not you. Share this stream. Let them watch what we're doing out in Dipping Springs. Bring them into this conversation. Let's go.
Yeah, flash some lights. Blow that horn, drippin'. We love y'all, drippin', blow that horn. Why y'all so quiet? These people look just like you too out here. These people over here look just like you too.
Right, I can see Irish's message. I still cannot see live feed chat anywhere. Somebody drop a message in live feed chat and see if it comes back up.
Right on time. Peace in Austin. Our time has officially concluded in Dripping Springs. As always, we appreciate you guys for making the journey, the travel, and coming out here and supporting us, whether you're with us, Peace in Austin, or if you're independently out here protesting on your own. That's not the matter. We don't care. Remember, the time for division among citizens is no more. July 14th. We'll be here before we know it, guys. Let's get out there and vote. Let's keep this up. If you're with Peace in Austin, you know, guys, 30 days strong. What is this, day 19, I think? 18? Thank God. It's almost done, guys. We're almost there. 30 days. Let's stay with it. Let's remember the commitment. We got it, and if you can't make it the next day, send 2 people in your place, and we'll keep it going. We'll be in Killeen on Saturday. Like I said, we will be at the Millennium Youth Complex from 1 to 3.
1 to 3 supporting the Millennium Youth Complex over there. They're having the event on the 20th, the Saturday, for Juneteenth. After that, from 3 to 4, we will be taking a break. Everybody will be allowed to just chill and hang out from 3 to 4. And then about 4:15, 4:30, we're going to get back on the caravan and get on the road to Killeen. They're having a party from 2 to 10. 2 to 10. We're hoping to get to Killeen around, if we're leaving at 4:15, around 5:15, and leave around maybe 8:15, 9:15, depending on how you guys feel. Thank you, dripping all the love out here. We still need guys to sign up with Mrs. Extasia if you have a spot that you want to help us with. As far as Peace in Austin, whether it's baking cookies, like I said, artists, graphic design, studying, education, anything like that, let us know. Get with Mrs. Extasia and we'll write down your name and number. Anybody have an announcement out here? Everybody good? Sounds good, guys.
Dave, thanks for that. It just must be a problem with my Discord.
We are in Dripping Springs, Texas, everyone.
Simply, I've lost the live feed section, live feed chat.
Whose mission is to achieve peace and justice by any means necessary.